All right, so this is a tutoring session with the Beard 1808. It was part of a thing where I was analyzing games, and I gave each participant a 1 hour tutoring session. It is pretty much the same stuff that goes on for our Patreon level. For the tutoring, I think it's at $95 a month, and you get, let's see, one second, weekly Skype TTS sessions, help with deck and game theory, mulligans, claiming, recommended deck lists. It's the coaching tier for 95 a month, and you can pick any of the three Hyperloops when you first jump into it, and we each maximize at one person. You can switch between them as long as the person's free too, I believe. Alright, so let's get into this. One second. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so let's take a look at the deck.
Sure. I need to have
Yeah, promo, yep.
permission. Yeah. There we go.
Let's take a look. Uh-oh. That
Uh-oh.
looked bad.
Oh well.
Oh, man.
They'll get paired up eventually.
Yeah. Gotta love it, though. It's like, whoops. So there's a lot of questions I actually have already.
Sure.
But we'll get to it shortly.
Sure. And up front, this one is based up almost exclusively based off of Architect Gaming's.
Yeah, no, I already noticed.
So, and it has worked for me in the past. So I guess, but I can try to answer some stuff too. So
yeah, no problem. No, well, so the big thing here isn't why you put it in list. It's
sure.
Well, what is going to happen is I'm going to speculate
Yep.
on what I expect to have happened in games, and if we're right, then we'll make adjustments, and if I'm wrong, then we will touch it.
Sure.
Okay, so right now we're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14 weapons, which is fine. Yep. It's around the bare minimum, but I think it's actually a better place to be than the people running like 16 because you have less control elements at that point. Yep. So you can do combo stuff, but if FN's getting blasted, like you can't really recover.
Yeah.
So Force Illusion and Imperial War Machine are the one-ofs. So one of the weird things here is pretty much we're gonna call it 9 removal because it's or 9 sort of health. My expectation of this is that isolations were very strong in the big guy little guy matchups were fine.
Yep.
Deflex, whilst they looked good, were probably very questionable versus most matchups, but in some matchups they were helpful.
Like Hanrei and Poe are great ones. Well, especially post fast hands Poe.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that assessment. Yeah.
Overconfidence is hit or miss. It like does stuff to help, but most of the time it didn't do too much. Like it's a weird situation because I feel like what I've learned from overconfidence is that if they have a bunch of damage, you're like, yeah, because you get to switch 2 of them. But when there's like one specific damage you're trying to get rid of, and then you have to pick another die, you kind of just like get screwed in the process because one like whiffs and then the other one hits damage, and they got to keep the damage one.
Yeah, it's usually when I use it, it's usually of like a vibro knife kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because vibro knife and their whatever other damage. If I get rid of their other damage, great. If not, I still get rid of a vibro knife so they can have to go through shields.
Okay, so we're gonna put doubt with overconfidence because they're actually they play very similarly. Overconfidence forces you to reroll and eats one, and then the other one forces you to reroll and resolves. The deflex are actually weaker in the deck than you would think. Only because it's only in certain matches. So like in this match in this deck particular, you're trying to go as long as you can. So like even though overconfidence is weaker, you can use it in any matchup. And since you're paying 1, you kind of want to be able to use it. Like at the point where deflect does stuff, you could probably just have Force Illusion and do the equivalent, because if you put it on FN and they go after Dooku, you're kind of like yay.
Yeah.
But all right, so we'll start with the weapons. The weapons are fine for the most part. let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything missing. I think this is about right. F11D you can't use because you're short on ranged. You can't use DT Blaster because of the same thing.
Yep, and the pea
IQA.
shooters, yeah, pea shooters basically there. It's kind of my mini tech against Ankar stuff. So they're anything that takes money, so it's easier to build off of. So I know it gets Imperial inspected, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Hold on. Let me go see something real quick. I can't remember if I had this deck built. I feel like I'm missing something, but I think I named all the weapons.
Yeah, that's most of them I can think of. Yeah, because there's the IQA, I said that. F11, D29. Yeah, everything else is yellow.
Yeah.
After that.
No, this is fine. The question is whether you even run the other ones or not. DHs, because you just kind of don't need to. Like, because you don't get a lot of rerolls and you don't have a lot of range that you need to fix. So like I run those in Bala because Bala has like the +2s.
Yep.
So I need the extra base, but they're fine here for now. Balance of the combo card. So here's the thing. Premonitions I actually hate. But more or less the rationale goes behind it like this. If your goal is to hit premonitions in round 3 or 4, then it's actually doing its job. But is that when it's best for you to get a free 3-drop weapon? Like, in any, I would say in 10 games you've played, how many times have you got permission off round 1 or 2?
I've gotten it off round 1 or 2, 2 or 3 times.
Out of 10 games or out of all of your games?
Out of 10, I'd probably put it at 1.5.
Yeah. Okay. So so you're saying roughly you did like 30 games and got it off 2 to 3 times?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So like, my question there becomes, all right, were there any times where you hit a card on a premonition and then you like went to the next round and it was kind of like, well, if I had that weapon, I would already cast it and done something with it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Ignore the dogs in the background if you can hear those.
So like that's overall been my issue with premonitions, because I feel like if you're playing against any of the faster decks, you're like, if you're playing against another FN deck, they're going after your FN, and it's pretty much guaranteed to die in round 3, if not round 2.
Yep.
And like, that's kind of huge. It's okay. I muted the sound on your side for a bit till the dogs, but I think it just stopped. Right? It literally stopped as I muted it.
Yeah.
So like, that's where my issue, I guess, comes with the deck.
Sure,
so like, if I was making adjustments, which I'm clearly going to do now, let me go steal this deck. This should have most of the parts that we'd be looking at.
Sure.
I'm not trying to shit on Architect, but he's a lunatic for not running this. Like, your entire deck is predicated on getting free money and free resources, and you're like, well, premonitions will get me like 3, but then you put yourself behind, and you have 4 resource sites to start with. You're probably re-rolling at least once a round, and every weapon outside of DH and Rocket Launcher has a resource side on it, and this furthers your game plan. So I think this would be in here, and I would
take those out. Yeah,
take those out.
That
just
works.
Because the thing is that if you hit logistics round 1 or 2, or if you find it, then like, you don't need the second one to hit it. If you hit the second one, you probably did equivalent to what you were trying to do off premonitions.
Sure, which was
yeah. Get 3 resources.
Yep, makes sense to me. Yeah.
That's that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would run this, if we're keeping the weapons exactly as is, I would run this as a 2 of. For the same reason that we're running in Rage and Logistics, it's free money.
Yep.
So with 6 free money, we feel less bad in situations where we hit like the 2 on FN, the 2 on DH, 3 on Riot, or anytime we have a rocket launcher. We don't need to try anything funny to have more money than this. Like, between this and our sides and rerolls, we should be content. We're not going to be like flooded with money, but it helps quite a bit when you're trying to boundless ambition.
Right.
Like, boundless is very good at trying to find the other premonitions after you burn your hand, which FN does well, but being able to afford stuff is kind of what matters. Yeah, so like, if you wanted additional, you could actually shove the premonitions in here too.
Sure.
So I have to cut a card for that. We just put. I'm gonna move one deflect over. It could possibly come back when we start touching removal. It's just that
Sure.
this cannot hit any die, even though it does better than these four.
Mhm.
2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah.
And then on the subject of removal too, one thing I have been noticing, especially um, yesterday was a weird day. Like everybody went for Dooku first,
Yep.
which is normally good, but then you get your hands of entirely of the blue removal, and they're
And you can't do
worthless.
any of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the other thing. Let me look at this. I'm crazy in mine, and I run anger, failure, anger, and manipulate.
Hmm.
But you don't have to go that route. That's entirely choice, and it was speculating because freaking Anakin's always poor.
Yeah.
So it's a different ball game. But if you were trying to go a more premium route, you could do that. But I think I might only run 12 weapons or 13 weapons. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and yeah, I only have 13. I run an IQA over the DHs
Hmm.
because IQA has the 2 damage sides, the resource side, so I'm happy with
Right. Yeah.
50% of it.
It's a
And if I'm
nice roll. Yeah.
yeah, and then if I'm ever showing the rocket launcher damage or the holdout damage, then the +3 becomes relevant.
Hmm.
But that's just me testing stuff because I'm not running lightsaber pike in that
Right.
because I have 4. I have more base melee sides,
Hmm.
but I felt IQA was a better card than lightsaber on its own.
Uh huh.
But that's just choice. Lightsaber
Sure.
seems fine here because you have 4 base sides and you can make actual money, and I don't
Yeah.
think I could have afforded the 4 damage side for Pike in
Mhm.
what the hell is in with Anakin.
Right.
So yeah, like from here is just, it like I think you have a fine setup. It's whether you
Hmm.
would want to cut a DH or not, which
Sure.
you should
Which
questionably
honestly,
do.
I'd probably
Yeah,
be. I would probably be semi comfortable because I usually, if I end up running one, it's one.
yeah,
Probably not gonna run the second one unless I'm desperate,
yeah.
which I'm already losing then if that's the case.
More or less, like the only time you're really happy about it is if you had 2 resources and you want to get additional weapons down. So like there's a huge thing with FN that people are just not aware of. He's not best because he can cycle one weapon over the others over and over for extra dice. He's best by each additional weapon.
Yep.
Because if not, what you're treating your weapons kind of like free lightsaber throws when you're just overwriting. Whereas when you get a free one, it's essentially like double lightsaber throw or like a no mercy
Hmm.
because you're getting so you're going from the 2 dice for FN to casting a weapon. So you'll get the die right away, which is the 3rd die, and then when you roll them out, it's the 4th die. When you
Yep.
play each new weapon, you're getting 2 dice that round, assuming you can resolve them. Whereas if you can't resolve them, then it didn't matter. It was kind of like just playing it regular.
Yep.
And if it's your overwriting, you're just getting one free one for the overwrite because you're still
Hmm.
getting uh or sorry, yeah, you're getting one free one from the overwrite, but not the same as like when you first cast new weapons. So
Hmm.
like it's a huge thing for being able to expand from one weapon to the second one to a possible third, and
Uh,
that's why having resources and being able to
yeah.
not spend them
Yeah.
is important. Like premonitions is good for getting you that free extra weapon. It's just I think it's too slow for what we're aiming for
Uh huh. Yeah,
because
that makes
yeah,
sense. Yeah.
we're aiming to have either kill the guy or put him really low round 2, and round 3 like the dude needs to die. In premonitions, my expectation would be round 3 is when you feasibly be able to get the free weapon.
Hmm.
So it didn't further our game plan earlier, and actually was a complete detriment because we hit a weapon under it, and we only have several good weapons. So
Yeah.
like sure, hiding a pike under it first round when you don't have money for it's kind of like okay, that's fine, but you may have just wanted to use those cards to reroll. So going from 5 to 3 doesn't help. If you play Vader and
Hmm.
you have 2, it just feels even worse. So that's why I would say like this is fine. I'm trying to think. So we have 8 removal, which is fine. What did I used to have in here? So ISOs manipulates, feel your angers and anger. So yeah, oh no, I had a doubt also. I had 9 in mine, but you have more removal by itself, and I have more situationally broken stuff.
Ah.
Yeah, well, because so mine was actually no, I have 2 of Force illusions too. What the hell?
Well, one thing
Oh, I have no
without
boundless. I had no boundless
uh,
in FN
uh,
in Anakin. That's different.
Gotcha. Now, without premonitions in the deck, I'd be more inclined to run a second illusion, just so it has more likelihood of getting out there.
Okay. What would you like to cut for the second illusion?
Well, probably the deflect then, since they kind of count as, yeah, less the, not good to vibro knife, obviously, but everything else,
Well,
they're
you
not going
have
to have
these
a
four for
vibro knife
vibro
every
knife.
time. Yeah,
You have these, so like you don't have to really concern yourself with vibro knife.
yeah.
Um. So yeah, I'd say you can try it like that, and if at some point later you weren't exactly happy, try out the blank package. But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
you, you don't have the same amount of spaces, because this is like over here for me
Uh-huh.
as well as these,
Sure.
because I think mine is it's a one doubt, two anger, two feel your anger, two manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
So I have more free removal in mine, but like this is fine because
Because I have
you don't
more
pain
money
yourself.
sides.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't pain yourself, so you're okay. So like I'd say try it like this and see how it goes. If you feel like you need some
sure.
other options, then move stuff around. DH can easily be moved around because it's not amazing here,
Right, right.
but because you have two war machines, it's okay. Like if you have the war machine in hand, you're 50% on the die, which is roughly what you're looking for. But you can never, pretty much, you can never afford to re-roll this prior to doing your other stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So like, but that's the same on most of the weapons here. So like, it's fine. It's a DH is actually just a bad hold up blaster, or it's a cheaper bad hold up blaster. No, look, like the actual
Yeah.
side
Oh,
stacks
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
it
I got it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But so yeah, I'd say try that out.
sure.
So we will gather these and put them at the bottom of the bag in case you ever want to put them back. Oh, what's your field?
Um. Oh, mine is I. It depends if I'm going just random TTS because of how much mill ends up throwing in there. I usually do the Starship Graveyard, but if like my meta is very only one guy plays mill, so I'd bring Rebel War Room.
Okay. So what it boils down to is you should never play your deck for I want to play against TTS people and win ever. It like you would have to think if I went to an event, would I ever put that card in the deck? If you're not going to run that in the deck because you went to the field and you were concerned with whatever, then you're not running it on. You shouldn't run it on TTS either.
Sure.
It kind of like goes back to the whole thing where like people are like, oh well, I play different, when I'm play testing, and it's like, dude, no, you should play the same no matter what you're doing, because you get into the rhythm of it. You make misplays and take backsies, and it's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would play Rebel Worm there, then you should play
Sure.
Rebel Worm now.
Sure.
You can save it, and then is it saved?
Almost
All right, let's see if we can get someone
saved.
in here. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm trying to think what else is there. So yeah, like I don't hate the decks. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's just better plays from the 3 character versions that come about. Like Dooku's
Sure.
cool, and like Dooku could have anywhere from 13 to 15 health, but you could actually just run 2 guys and have 13 to 15 health.
Sure.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty much the gist of it for me.
So let me know if this is standard or not. Because the reason I don't like Unkar is because one, you're getting rid of his dice for sometimes it's a great ability, sometimes you get the 0 or 1 and that's it. But also he's usually dead round 2 or 3, so you're only getting it off once, maybe twice, and I found that to be, unless that's pretty standard, but I don't know if that's efficient or not.
So it depends. If you make your deck so that it's not completely reliant on Unkar,
Uh-huh.
uh, then you are super happy if they're taking 3 rounds to kill Unkar and you're the first guy targeted.
Mm-hmm.
If they're taking the 2 rounds, which I set for the format as like good decks can do, then as long as you're building it so you're not all in on Funkar, you're fine. Because what ends up happening is that you gave your FN 10 extra health, and Ankar inherently plays slower than the
Uh-huh.
aggro FN decks
Yep.
because he's spending his pretty much spending his damage to try to gain resources so that he can flip into the second and third weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like because you now also don't have base damage sides there, your overall damage output per round is also lower. But
Mm-hmm.
you have better control aspects from being able to get the resources and messing with their hand or gaining like big
Sure.
chunks.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
like I dislike Funkar or playing Funkar myself, but I know it's a good deck because of the way the format's currently situated. Like you
Uh-huh.
have FN, if they go and kill FN and you got to move the redeploys, then you're going to try to finish out the game. But your first round is pretty much goes to ramping. You could actually hit godlike and like do a bunch of damage while ramping, but in
Mm-hmm.
most situations, your first round's going to try to get like a couple resources extra from him, and then all right, next round's when I start to go off. If good stuff happened, I kill the guy. If not, third round is when I kill the guy. And
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just be a little bit shorter on resources and have the guy dead in round two.
Yeah.
And then if stuff went bad, round three. Whereas if it goes the other way, Funkar might not have like a Vader dead until round four.
Uh-huh.
If uh, somehow things went bad or they just didn't draw weapons and whatnot. But it's all personal preference. I'd much rather be the aggro player than the trying to control you player because
Mm-hmm.
you're going, hey, deal with me, and they're like, crap, how do I do with this? Like, can I get it? Like, okay, oh, cool, I hit the dice for it. I'd much rather just hope, like not have to be the one playing those cards. Oh, let me go find Imperial. Let me go find Salvage Stand. Like, nope,
Right.
I got
Yeah.
weapons. I got
Yeah.
Enrage. Cool.
Yeah. That's why I like the two or the that's why another reason why I've stayed away. It's just so I like going at
Yeah.
it.
I was just trying the
Versus,
rainbow ones at some point. It's a whole different world.
huh. I see people talk about them, but I'm like, try it later.
Yeah.
Try it after my store championship's done.
All right. No one's showing up, so if you want, we could. We'll play it out.
Sure.
Uh, I'm red. I get to play it with old lists. Yeah. I'm not playing Igor Village though. That's secret facility. Give me a second to go grab it. I had to keep the deck there for TTS. Oh, I
Ah,
forgot to grab my deck. Oh, you grabbed
where-
the stacks. Oh, they're hiding under each other, dude. Sorry.
there we go.
Yeah, the bottom of my deck bags are always like stacks of extra cards.
Ah,
Um, so like when I'm testing and doing stuff, I can more easily alter it. So when I go to like
yeah.
next games, I'll be like, yeah, I don't really like this. Do you mind if I change it? They're
Hmm.
like, yeah. I'm like, okay, boop, 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 switch done.
There you go. That's nice.
Well, because like the thing is that you can't really switch your deck every game, especially
Hmm.
not for the opponent. But if you're just feeling that cards just always feel bad when you draw them, and it's not and it's supposed to be good in the matchup,
Uh-huh.
then you get rid of it and move on.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. That works.
This is insanely hilarious here. No, when people see like my hand, they don't know why. We're going for the win. Hmm.
Okay.
Four. Four.
Also full. Four
Alright.
again.
So I got four without Night Sister. There we go. Six. Uh, Alright. We're gonna play on Rebel War Room.
All
I'm
right.
gonna take one on FN and one on Bala.
Alrighty.
For the most part, you understand why, right?
Um, because let's see. Well, why you chose mine versus yours?
Yeah.
right? Because yours is it's less detrimental if one of us claims first. These Rebel Worm, it only has one versus the three, and you get the shields.
I just want the shields. Like I'm fine with you having some resource costing as long as I get my shields.
Right. Yeah. I'm
Because
usually I'm usually picking theirs if it's
yeah,
not like throne room or something like that.
I've taken throne room a lot of the times too.
Huh.
Well, you have specials on your cards, so like when they're
Oh
waiting
yeah.
for you to do stuff, you're like claim 2 unblockable, and they're like, oh my god. Yup. And then you roll
Sure.
out, and you're like claim kill you like it's planetary. Get some. All right. So you're up first.
Alrighty. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna go with 2.
Yep.
Okay. Then
So like one of my questions to you is going to be, why do you hold out there?
mm-hmm.
No, like why
So
do you hold out there?
okay, so hold out 2 ambush. I've also got 2 cards in my hand that potentially lead to resources. Um, like having the weapon out. It's also the best weapon. Well, second best weapon that I've got in my hand.
Correct, but I mean like why do you hold out before Dooku?
Usually, if I can get the resolve, yeah, get the resolve, and then if it has the money side. If it was now Vibro Knife would be different, but Dooku has has the has the base damage, so this one doesn't go with holdout, but potentially get the resource on Dooku, things like that.
Yeah, but
Just
none of that actually mattered minus the resource side that you said. It,
mainly for the resource side.
so pretty much just for the 16% or 17%.
Mm.
The reason I'm asking is because like you gave up all options at removal here by
Uh-huh.
casting holdout first, and if you have some threat of me like ripping your whole hand out, that's fine. But I think if you look at my team, you pretty much know you're safe from any sort of like hand disruption card. I guess you could be concerned with not balance ambitions, abandon all hope. But
Uh-huh.
if someone was running FN and played abandon all hope, they're just kind of like a douchebag.
Hmm.
Like it's not necessarily bad. I'm just wondering because most people
Sure.
don't think about why they do it. They just do it because they can.
Mm-hmm.
So like you do it like, oh well, I'll resolve it, and it's like, are you activating him after? No. Why do it then?
Hmm.
Like outside of abandon all hope, I can't instant kill your resources in this deck. Yeah, because there's no like zero cost card. This is like, I guess there are zero cost cards where I could eat one of your resources, but I think you wouldn't really be concerned with that, and you might just assume you win because like I also have holdout, and I'm not casting it.
Hmm.
Like I have no reason to show you I have a holdout. Like I can threaten to remove at any point, and if you
Sure.
show a resource, I can like ISO your resource.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so then
Well, hold on. Why are you rolling FN?
I have options to get money, but the next thing is just well, part of it's I don't know, part of it's part. The other part is kind of a wait and see game because you're not showing damage, and yeah.
Well, so this is what it boils down to. You are giving up the entire reason FN is FN by activating him here right now. So like, if you don't have more fortuitous lines of play, that's fine. If you only have one card in your hand you were willing to pitch the entire round for a reroll, it's pseudo fine, but you have a focus showing on Dooku.
Mhm.
Like, you could focus over to the resource if that was your concern. Like, I have a Night Sister here, so that's fine if you want to skip out on that. But in your line of reasoning, there was no part of if I focus to a resource or something, you will Night Sister it. So like that, I guess that's where my question is.
Sure.
Like in a normal, like let's say this was Royal Guard or something. If you like activated FN, that would be insanely bad here.
takes the
Yeah. Night Sister,
the
Night
best thing
Sister
and
in
get
this
away.
situation messes with focuses, so like she's just a dick. But
Hmm.
like the I guess that's why I'm trying to figure out, because at no point realistically should you allow this to kind of sit here if you
Uh-huh.
have alternative options that don't ruin you. Like if you have two cards to pitch for rerolls this round, you would actually reroll for whatever you're trying to look for. Like if you're looking for a resource, you could reroll the two of them and try to hit, so that
Hmm.
after you can FN, because you're giving up attrition here. You're just setting yourself behind. But you can continue with whatever line of plays you want to take. And I rolled my resource, so it's kind of like I can't show you the difference,
Uh-huh. Sure.
but you can
Well,
continue.
then my other option would be here. Then do I'll do this one was the
Oh yeah, you would do that all
enrage.
day, dude.
Um, let's see. And
You
now
take
my
the damage.
other
You take the
thing
damage.
here,
Don't miss.
maybe as I'm asking again, just take yeah, because normally if it's like this, I'll take the one or two right away. Um, don't really need to
Yeah,
discard.
you
So
could pitch at any
yeah.
point in the round where I'm doing it. If this was like the end of a round after I've claimed, and you were gonna ditch the card anyways, you weren't re-rolling. Then you do that all the time.
Hmm.
But if not, like each card is a full re-roll or weapons or something.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
you can't viably do that. Um, I'm really not concerned with anything here still. So full logistics. As a side note, anyone ends up watching this, if we record this, I wouldn't have done that without casting a card from my hand if he was playing yellow and was showing a resource. Continue. Actually, I might not even do that if he wasn't showing a resource. That I just want to scare him. What? No, reroll that, bro. It's the whole reason I run Night Sister. She's the guardian of all things douchebaggery. Well, like that's what I was asking before. I was like, except for the fact that I have Night Sister, blah blah blah. Like, why was that not thought of? Night Sister just douche. You can't do that. You can't focus versus Night Sister unless like it's pretty good odds.
sure. Okay, and I always forget that that Night Sister is not just your dice, but also
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, all right. Okay, well,
Sad part is you get the bad 66%.
here, give me a second to think here.
Take your time.
So now I'm like just questioning everything in my head, so I might do some weird things. So let's see. Okay.
Interesting. Very interesting. I don't think I'm ever gonna race you to a claim. Do I resolve that though? I'm gonna leave that there.
All right.
Okay, Jack. I feel the love. So was there no 3-drop weapon in your hand?
There was,
Is
but
it
I
Z? Which 3-drop weapon is it? You would have overwrite the holdout like every single time there for the Z6.
okay. So be more aggressive with the just
It's not being
get that
aggressive.
good stuff out.
So like you remember how I just told you that thing where if you don't get to resolve the die, you're not playing FN for the reason he's
Ah,
FN.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like now what'll end up happening is you gave up 2 dice on the activation. So like you played 2 of them, but this is literally now as if you had just cast him and he was a regular dude.
Hmm.
Which is
Okay.
so like overriding the holdout for Z6 would be fine because you were losing it anyways. So then at that point you just get Z6 twice.
Okay.
And it was
Okay.
50
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
50% to hit whatever, and then the other 50% if you missed. So you had 75% to hit a side you could resolve.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
That's fine. It's all
Okay.
it takes time. It's progress. That's why we're talking it up. So the interesting thing here is that I would not Night Sister that the resource
Hmm.
because you gained one off an enrage, and based on your line of plays, I would assume you would actually just don't have a 3-drop one in your hand or a good 3-drop one. Like it
Hmm.
could be rocket launcher, and I wouldn't know. So
Well, I
uh
definitely wouldn't play. Well,
yeah,
definitely wouldn't play rocket launcher off
yeah.
this.
I'll logistics again. I've officially
And
made 6 money this round.
and I'm going to
Yeah.
logistics.
Yeah. I will then enrage. I had one of those nut round one hands that's no damage, but infinite resources.
Ah, all the money, and then I'm going to overwrite. Hold out with.
Would
Which then
would it make
okay, so
sense?
now I'm seeing that I could have had that the DH for a reroll or
So
things
question,
like
hold
that.
on. So one thing, are you giving up the holdout because you're trying to keep one for to do 2 damage?
No, no, or say again.
So you could have overwrote DH with Z6.
Hmm.
So my question here is, are you overriding the holdout so that you can actually resolve 2 damage?
I'm keeping it so I can have one of the damages at least. So this one might roll
Well, the
the
theory is if
pluses
you
as
beat me
well.
in the roll, you can do all of them. So I'm just asking if that was your plan or you didn't see that.
Well, okay, so I guess this is where I'm playing it safe. Is I know that I can resolve one of them,
Okay,
but
that's fine.
just in case the Z6 gets that, so if I have three
No, that's fine.
resource cost side
It
showing.
it was if you wanted to get rid of the DH, you get rid of the DH.
Uh-huh.
You have a blank for holdout you don't care about. You get whatever here. You claim for the two after
Sure.
doing whatever.
Gotcha.
There's different lines of play, so I just want to understand why. So like
Sure.
everything you
Yeah.
do should think like, is there an alternative like
Sure.
option, and would that have
Okay. Yeah.
been more efficient? Like this is fine more damage wise, but you have less cost on as upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
So like on
Okay.
subsequent turns when you turn DH into something else, it costs you more.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So is 2 damage worth the resource? That's usually what the question boils down to.
Ah.
Continue.
Okay. 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 And I'm gonna resolve the one.
Yep. Safe plays. I like it. Well, I'm no longer concerned with your Rebel War Room shenanigans. We're gonna boundless. Now it looks like a beating.
Okay. I'm gonna pay the one.
Yep.
Do the 3 melee against FN.
Yeah, that's fine. So it'll take 2. Alright. So there's a bunch of different orders I can do for this for. Casting this for 3 makes the most sense. I'm going to leave it there.
May I ask what your reasoning is for leaving it there?
I can focus to whatever I want.
Okay.
There's no reason for me to resolve it. Like, you're going to
Gotcha.
claim here, and you have no other options, so me resolving it doesn't matter.
Sure.
Like,
Okay. And
if I
I
resol if I
forgot to
resolve it, I
focus
can't
there.
change my mind on anything.
Mhm.
Well, I also
Okay.
have a full hand for rerolls, so like if I
Yeah,
just want
that's
something else.
yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, then I am going to claim because I have
Yep.
no cards. No
Yep.
bluffing this time.
Yeah. So like in these matches, if I'm trying to race you with stuff, I'll resolve them. But if I
Uh-huh.
already know that you're going to outclaim me, I just take all the time in the world because I can
Sure.
change my mind, or because like let's say I do whatever and I roll silly. So like I'm casting this here, and if I
Yep.
roll insane, then I can change the die or whatever I want. See, so like I rolled terrible, so now I'll flank, flip both of these. Yeah. So I will gain the resource. Let's see. FN could die next round. The odds are not there that he dies. I haven't rolled out for a round yet. I'm gonna go for max damage. So I want to do a total of 4 damage to FN. Actually, hold on.
Oop.
I might be able to kill Dooku this round. Let me think. You already have a Z6. You're probably not overriding that. You'll have 3 next round. This is actually 5 damage. I was miscounting. I'm gonna do 5 to Dooku. So yeah, I have insane odds to kill him here because I'm now activating FN. And because I have a focus to fix. 1 second. So I've got 1, 2. I auto have 4 if I want to focus. So the question is, we're gonna reroll this to try to get better damage. That's fine. So I will focus. We will kill Dooku and untap Bala. I'll activate Bala. Um, 1 damage or resource. Resources don't matter to me. Actually, hold on. There's no reason to kill her either. We'll 3 damage FN. We'll go to the next round.
Right.
But like, that's more or less why I play this deck. Like, I did silly stuff there, which isn't really fair because I double logistics and enraged. Didn't have to like pitch to reroll. But
that's going to happen with somebody else too.
Correct, but I just meant like that's what I meant as far as like I'm getting double usage of the dice. So in that round, I had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I used 11 dice that round, right?
Yeah.
Because I used all of these twice. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, sorry, not all of these twice. I used all of these twice. So 6, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I had 14 dice that round because I forgot Bala's to reuse. And it's silly when you get to do stuff like that. So yeah, you get to start off this round.
Sure. Okay, so this is where I'll pose my thinking questions now.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got lightsaber in hand.
Yep.
This is something where I should probably try to activate FN, see what happens with the DH before I overwrite it.
No, you should.
Just overwrite right away.
So
Better
you have 66% on the lightsaber immediately. You're in an insanely bad position. Hitting 2 damage on DH is not going to matter, but if you can get the 2 damage on lightsaber or shield, prior to rolling out, you can get a second usage. So let's say you overwrite, hit 3, then you've done 3 damage to FN, you put him at 7. So when you roll out after, you have much better odds of actually being able to potentially finish him off.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like, do you have other weapons also? Because that also changes things.
Nope, that's my only weapon.
Then yeah.
It's a terribly bad hand now that Dooku's gone.
Yeah. So like you would just take that.
Take the money.
Yeah. DH goes. This hand is hella interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm not remotely afraid of your guy. And I have no reason to find out if I miss on any of the overwrites I want to use. Z6 will reroll. Your move.
Yep, just thinking a little bit.
Yeah.
Looking at. Yeah. Now, okay, so now that it's most assured my destruction, but so I'll throw this at you again there. So I have 1 card in my hand that I can use. So I'm just gonna roll out FN because I'd rather wait for it to use it as a hold out longer kind of thing. So I have doubt. That's the only card in my hand that I can use.
Yeah, you just roll out.
Yeah, so it's kind of a just delay that, wait for the either you to get greedy or wait for the
like
wait for the lethal roll.
Well, so what would doubt here do is the question.
Right, and it wouldn't do quite as much. Like, what am I if I remove a 2, and great, there's 2 more 2s out there.
Well, it's less that. Well, it's partially that, but so like let's say you hit DH because that's the one less likely to do damage.
Uh-huh.
Um, you've got 50% for it to do nothing. So if the doubt is fine, if you're fine eating 2 damage with doubt, then it's fine. Um, the question like herein lies like what are the odds that I have better options? If it can stop 3 damage, then you may have to
Mm-hmm.
go for it. Like the thing is that there's a huge concern with whether I can do 6 and like kill your guy or not.
Uh-huh.
But there's also very big concerns with me not being able to change my weaponry, I guess. Like because
Mm-hmm.
you have 4 damage.
Yep.
So if I got hit with that, I could have problems. But I'm actually gonna doubt this lightsaber. There's only 2 sides I'm concerned with, so I'll take a 66%. Yeah, so you can get a shield.
Yeah. Um, so I'm probably just I'm gonna chuck that, and let's see let me look at defense. Yeah.
It's 50% for the same or better.
Yeah.
Yep, tis be life. I'm gonna gain a resource.
Maybe I should use those the ones that use blanks because I roll those a lot. Know yourself, right?
Well, Z6 has blanks, and so does Rocket Launcher. So like that's why I tend to use it because you can roll out Dooku, hit like a blank, hit whatever on something, manipulate, and then you have anger up. And hitting a blank on any 2 dice is 30%.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So essentially, if it, in theory 1 in 3 rounds are of gameplay when you start out with just Dooku, he'll have a blank. It's 3 in 10, but like between that and the playing weapons or activating FN at some point, you should have hit a blank. So manipulate into anger is good, or randomly
Mm-hmm.
hitting 2 blanks when
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
resolve. But that's fine.
Are
Continue on.
those spot blue?
No,
Okay.
fail your
Well,
anger, and manipulate do not require spotting.
yeah. I can't. I don't have the cards handy, so
Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
fine.
Those I might consider putting those in, considering how much I roll blanks, even without the rocket launcher and Z6. Okay. Well, that was so I rolled them out and or sorry, did the reroll. So then
Yeah, you did the reroll, and then I resolved my resource.
okay. So I'm gonna since I've got another useless card.
I was gonna ask if you're trying to go for max damage, but yeah, you got there.
Yep.
Hmm. I guess overall, I would have to be concerned with you having additional options there. So we'll 4 your guy.
All right.
That's your resources.
And then I'm gonna pay the 2. I'm gonna knock him out.
He's not dead. That only puts him to 1.
Puts him in 1. Oh, yeah. I don't know why. I think it's because I play Dooku so much that I keep thinking he has the
10. Yeah.
10. Yeah.
Not by a long shot, good sir. Not by a long shot. So I guess I would just do this here. See what you hit. I guess I don't even care about that. Like, if I lose the weapon, I'm okay with it. Right? I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, we'll do 2 more. Put him at 3. Yeah.
Then
I'm not used to having guys already this screwed up by then.
I'll pass.
Night Sister.
And pass again.
You're welcome. You're up.
And pass again.
Actually, no, that one's fine. You're not sorry. You're a liar. Give me money. Oh, I'm bad. I'm so bad.
Passing again.
I claim to kill you.
Okay.
I, like, because in my mind you claimed, and I was just like, all right, I can't do anything, and then I'm like, and I reroll it.
Yeah.
And you're like, pass, and I'm like, wait a second, he keeps saying pass. Yeah.
Okay.
Because this would just roll, and I would do.
Yeah. Just seeing him. Yeah.
No,
only
I
thing
just,
I had was.
Yeah.
Only thing I had was that.
Yeah, you have to doubt this the 3 because the rebel one kills you.
Yeah.
So like let's assume you did it correctly. You doubt it. I get the resource. So use your doubt.
Yep.
So I did this thingy. After this rolls out, because these are still hiding over here. After this rolls out, what happens?
So then, wait. Say again.
I just actioned. I rolled this out. What are you doing now?
So at this point, I'm claiming.
Okay. Yeah. So then, Bala rolls this. Overwrite. Focus into kill. Get him. Super get him. Super overkill. Yeah.
And that's all dead then.
Super dead. Yeah.
Super dead. Yeah.
10. Yeah. So it'd be at 14. Because it's
dead.
7. Sorry, I can't count 15. But there's just some small functional differences. Like you really want to use what you can. If not, you're
Okay.
You're just playing FN for no reason if you're not getting to resolve his dice. That's
Okay.
why I play the sister.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Thanks. I don't know what your timing is like, but thanks for this at least. So I mean, I don't get to play. I live in a rural area, so I don't get to play in front of people very much. So
can you play again right now or no?
Yeah, I can play again. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll have you play him.
Sure.
Change teams. All right. So you play it again. We'll see what plays you're making.
Sure. Okay.
All right. So now we can do an actual coaching thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry anybody watching. That was just me beating up on him unfairly.
No. It's all for science.
Science. Oh yeah, I do have to do that, don't I? Oops. For science. I'm used to science being on Imager, and it refers to anything lewd.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
As a spectator in my own room, I can't interact with stuff. He said 2 heroes. He's a liar.
2 villains.
I have not seen Dooku paired with Kylo.
I haven't
in
either.
many a moon. Many a moon. His damage is going to be so low.
I am almost fine with this.
You would keep the rest of those?
I'm thinking about it. I would potentially throw the lightsaber pike, but I'm thinking. Because with the extra money.
Okay, so before you flip the pike back, look at the match. Are you going to try to kill Kylo this round, or are you just going to try to stuff everything on Dooku? Not kill him this round, sorry. Are you going to kill Kylo by round 2? Or are you going for Dooku?
I'm going for Kylo, I think, at this point.
Then just put the Force illusion back.
Okay.
If your concern is like him Kylo specialing you, then it's fine to throw the pike back. If it's not, then you keep the pike.
Okay. Yeah. That.
Well, because one of your first plays is going to be in rage, and after that you're going to see if Dooku hits like a 2
Just
discard, because that's what's going
yeah.
to scare you.
The craziness.
Like the DH is just so bad all the time
Uh-huh.
that I feel like it lures you into a false sense, because it's not as usable in this match. You really don't cast it unless you didn't have much better to do with your resources and stuff.
3. This would be a safe one. I mean, there's his. I like shields.
Yeah, just take your shield.
Yeah.
It's fine. So the thing is, like, if you were concerned with being able to pay for the pay sides, then you can give him 2 more life. But
Mm-hmm.
the way I view it is if the Rebel War Room on the first one succeeded in giving you 2 damage, then you just evened out with the shields you gave, but you still haven't evened out with the shields that you didn't get.
Yeah.
Put 2 on
So,
that Ven.
yeah. Okay.
If they have Vibro, they have Vibro, and
It's gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah. The concern is like Intimidate. You can normally play without it, assuming it's there though. Uh,
Okay. So enrage first turn, and let's see. Yeah, fine. Discarding the.
nope.
No,
Take
no,
the
no,
one
no,
to
no.
Dooku. There's no reason to discard. 0. Get your resource. Your concern with discarding isn't as relevant as your concern with having to reroll.
And so after he's done his thing, my next
See,
holdout would be the good one this time,
you
right?
have to hold out here.
Yeah.
Well, he has no resources, so you don't have to hold out, but you do it anyway.
But it's a good idea.
It's a good idea just because you have 1. And if he got 1 somehow, you're also trying to bait his immobilize. So like,
Yeah.
if you hit the 2 damage, you won't even resolve it. Alright.
That's me, and then
Dooku.
my ambush action. Dooku out, get some.
Dooku rolls up. There's no
Yeah.
reason not to roll Dooku. So the thing you gotta bear in mind here is that you would roll Dooku either way. You don't even have to cast a holdout. You want to see what Dooku hits, and he changes your plays. If
Mm-hmm.
this guy uses the immobilize, he's playing incorrectly. Because you're going to pitch to reroll. So he could mess with you after.
Mm-hmm.
So like you Dooku first. This way, if you hit a 2 and he blanks you, you're like, oh, awesome. And then you pitch your DH to reroll.
Yeah. In this case, I mean, money's still a good thing, so I'm probably taking the money. Oh, unless what do you do there? What do you do? So he's.
Okay. So yeah.
So in this case, then I would take
Yep.
the money. Yeah.
Yep.
Because money's good.
So like that could have been a huge misplay on our part, and that's why the other reason we need to roll Dooku first. Because if the because he was showing a disrupt, we then have to question whether we're going to give up on switching to a 3-drop, because you would have to switch to a 3-drop immediately, or the disrupt would mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
So like now you would pitch the DH to roll the 2 of them, or you would pike. But I think DH to roll the 2 of them makes the most sense. You have 66 for the DH.
So
See, like,
turn probably next would be turn to one of the base damage sides.
huh?
Oh, he's
enraging for money.
Yeah.
He's going after your hand. There's no returning. There's playing Z6 over the holdout.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And at this point, I'm thinking, because I don't want to overwrite the Z6, so probably can use the pike as a reroll or
You just
save it if it ends up being the thing.
so you
Because
were
I've got,
even if that pike was another Z6 in your hand, you were rolling out FN.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not, that's, yeah. But I'm just thinking later term.
Yeah. Well, you just find out after.
Yeah.
But like even if that was a Z6, you would roll. Because
You
like
can also pretend to, or keep it in there as a bluff for him, just thinking, I've got a removal, or,
yeah, you normally don't even care about that, to be honest.
okay.
What it boiled down to is efficiently using FN. So like let's say you only had 2-drop weapons and you resolved holdout. Unless the 2-drop weapon was better, you would just roll out immediately. Because if you overwrote and then whiffed, you would have to reroll. You would have to reroll to then try to activate FN to get that second die again.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't, it just feels bad. So hoping he would have played more cards from his hand so we could just like stealth kill Dooku. You should reroll the Z6.
Oh, yeah, well, there we go. Ooh. What's going on? There we go.
Yeah. This match is actually super interesting. He ISO'd the he ISO'd the Dooku. It's Dooku or FN? Or
Okay.
Dooku 2?
Take
Okay.
the 2. So in this case, should I just take the 2 while I can, and then, or go for both? So use the focus to turn it to his other money side, or pay 2 for money side.
Well,
This
so the
is this
question
is
here
where
is, what's your concern about the card in his hand?
I'm not too concerned. It's either going to be a reroll or something to take away something anyway.
Because you could fix your other FN to more damage, or you could keep those the same and go for 2. Because so here's the thing: like if you fix it, you can try to go for 4 on Dooku, and you're guaranteed to get 3, possibly 4, depending on whether he rolls or not. If you go for if you could always just resolve the 2 and see what happens, and go from there if you're willing to lose your field. So like if you just 2 the FN, you could do that. I mean, you could 2 the Dooku and see if he discards, and then he's stuck with whatever he has in hand, which is 3 damage total. So like I would probably 2 the Dooku and see what happens. Yeah, see, he took it because he felt his card was important. So like now you know if you take the other 2, he's going to take that as well.
So I'll take the money and then claim.
No, you could flip to a 2.
Probably.
I'm saying you could flip to a 2 if you wanted. It depends on whether you want to go first or second. So like you could flip it to a 2 and put Dooku at 5 damage if you think that's the best play. You could also do silly stuff where you overwrite the Z6 for a pike.
Well, the pike doesn't have the greatest sides there.
Correct, so but you have a yeah. Like if it hit the 2 though, and then you flip the thing to a 2, the other one to a 2. So if the pike hit the 4, then you could flip the other one to a 1. You could take 1 damage if you want to keep your resources. Just flip it to 1, screw it. See, so like there was a gamble there with the pike that you could take. Because the odds of him killing your FN are very low now based on what he has.
Yep.
So if you overwrote with the pike and you hit the 4, then you get the focus to a 1 and do 5.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's doing 3. So now if you don't want the pike, you pitch the pike.
And I think I'm fine with the pike. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm fine with the pike.
Okay.
So
I have a feeling you're not going to cast that pike next round.
okay, I'll do the 1 tam.
Yeah. You people and your Dookus are not pitching your last cards in hand. That was so weird.
Oops. Oh, crap. I hate...
Nope. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I've never seen that one. I just put them back on top because they're drawn in order, and then I draw 4.
I suppose. Okay.
But yeah, like if my guy is not in threat of dying, I take
Just.
the more severe play because if you kill the Dooku and your guy is more than half of his health left, like he probably loses.
Mhm.
So
I don't know what happened with my plan to
roll
get Kylo first.
roll out Dooku.
Yeah.
The plan that happened with Kylo first is you took so long to do damage that you realized you had one card in hand. That's what happened to the plan. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Do you know what the play after this is?
I was thinking DH,
No.
but nope. Lightsaber pike.
Yep. This is why we don't cast DH because it's just bad. It's definitely the pike.
Yes, now it's definitely the plan. Okay, well. I can remove that to get the shield, still get something out of it, or I can
Or we could
save
just
to
we
reroll.
could just re-roll it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, or that.
the plays. That's 1. That's 2. Now you just remove it to get the shield though.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope. Nope. Not on him. What are you doing? It's the other
What? Oh,
character.
ah,
You can't put it on him. You don't have that choice. Have you read the card?
yes. uh,
Like at the first part, I was like, no, you got to put on the Duke. He's taking damage. Like, wait a second, you can't even choose the FN.
uh,
This dude needs to hit the button on the top. He just doesn't know. I don't know what I just typed down.
okay. So I just shuffle and discard a random one.
Or this finger's still dragging.
Okay, so that's me now.
No, it's still
Well,
him.
oh, still him. He's can do his other special, yeah.
Oh god. He's like, yes.
Okay, and probably discard the
Discard for what?
pistol. The just get a shield. The Dooku's effect. He's doing the other one. And,
Um, discard that boundless. Wait.
oops.
No, you don't take the damage. Get out of here. Okay. FN. You know when you had the shield the first time, you were able to do that, right? When you took the first one.
Yeah, I did the.
No,
I
he
took the
had a
shield
shield.
off
He had
again.
a shield from lightsaber pike. I'm saying you could have discarded.
Oh yeah.
All the no monies plays. You know what you have to do, right?
Uh, get the money.
Reroll Z6.
Oh yeah, Z6. They look so alike. I can't tell half the time.
All the money plays. Dooku's gonna get shot in the face.
I find that special thing or the confusion about special to be a common thing with
Newer
people.
players? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, get your resource.
Yep. Get me my money.
My money, honey. Mm, mm, mm. If he didn't roll money there, I would totally consider like trying to set up a boundless play. But
But yeah, if
yeah,
he
no,
wants to keep that.
no. If he gets the money, he could actually stop us somehow. I can't even
Uh,
think, but like he could overconfidence, high ground.
yeah.
Well, he had like he pretty much is playing with one card in hand.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Yep.
Yep.
Hmm.
So five.
Five, five, $5.
Okay. And then his turn.
Mm-hmm. I find it interesting if he pitches to reroll here. Oh, he just wants your whole hand.
Okay.
That's all of them, so like it didn't matter.
Oh,
He had
all of
three.
them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dooku has two.
Well, okay. Well then.
Do you know the play?
Bye bye Dooku.
No.
No.
You claim.
Play him.
Do you know why?
Because he could block for the shield. It'll be worthless, and then he gets to claim.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no reason to give him options. Like.
And then I get to go first.
Correct. Gonna whiff on the weapons if.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Just kind of going for it at this point.
Correct.
Yeah. Dooku per
No.
FN.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Get the
Okay.
kill. I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. You're looking to do 2 damage at once.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah. So
have
you can only discard one.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
can only
you have
discard
one
one.
6 on each of the FN dice. You have a 50%
Where's
on the Z6 is on that 3 that's on your shield.
I think I'm fine with the Z6.
Yeah, you're fine. You have the 50% for the Z6, and then any of the modifiers on lightsaber pike with a base from FN would do it. It'd be a waste, but like it would do it. So if he can't high ground here either. So like you're pretty safe. They don't have an actual card that answers this minus overconfidence or doubt. I guess technically he could also cast a block, which would be hilarious, but
Okay, so just
nope. Well, yeah, just the 3. If you wanted him to discard, you could do the 1, but if the discarding's not relevant, you don't bother with it.
and then the other one to.
Sure. You also don't have to resolve the 1. You gotta keep that in mind because Dooku has focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true.
You could find a 4 all of a sudden and be like, boom.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
But like that's why like you'll see me not resolve stuff, and it's like, oh, how can we not resolve that 1? Because that 1 can be anything, even a both. Hmm. Well, the game's all but over pretty much. So
yeah.
Yep. Like from here, there's no like weird lines of play where you really consider stuff.
Probably will logistics one of them. Well, I can only logistics one of them the next. Just to I'm set for money and then work on rerolls for the rest. Unless I could. That would be good just to get
Yeah,
it
go
out of the
for it.
way here. Yeah.
Could have also just force illusion, but discard one.
Yeah.
ISO makes the most sense. The reason ISO makes the most sense is because ISO can't answer the lightsaber, and you don't actually care. No, yeah, he discarded. You don't actually care about the Kylo die, so like you wait for the reroll, still something relevant.
So it's his turn.
Yeah. Just when you logistics, you're not doing it off a Dooku die. Dooku die is actually just better than FN unless you're looking for any damage.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, it was cut out a little bit.
Dooku die is better than
To,
FN's die
to,
unless you're just looking for any damage.
to logistics, you mean?
Yeah.
Or to keep out? To keep that.
No, well, Dooku die is better to keep out. But you don't even need the logistics there. You could like reroll for damage.
Yeah.
The logistics pretty much becomes overkill, but it's fine. Like,
I'm thinking with no weapons this hand, there's going to be a crap ton. I could just roll out and get going.
alright.
Let's see. That's 4. Okay, I think that's fine. I could probably reroll to get as much as possible at this point and not care about with the.
You can force illusion or you can overconfidence those.
Yeah.
Dealer's choice. You gotta tell him it's his 2 dice though.
Oops. Yep.
Yeah, he knows. Okay.
And the
Kylo
special
dice
goes
go around. Yep.
Yep. Okay, and at this point I can.
No, it's his turn.
His turn. Yeah. But when he comes around, take the damage or just reroll.
No, you just take the damage at this point and then put a force illusion out for safety. There's like the most you can get is a 2. If you hit a focus, you get to 3 damage. It's all stuff that's not relevant. That's why I was saying you don't need to logistics. You just reroll the 2 things and see what comes up. Because then you could pull out. You could have went to 6 damage, which is a whole different ball game.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he does.
I wouldn't do that.
No, I don't think he knows.
Oh.
On the immobilize, I didn't know he didn't know. On the lightsaber, I was 100% sure he had no idea. So this isn't really the most accurate testing, but we can at least correct and try to make efficiency plays.
Well, it makes a good practice illustration run.
Yeah, Dooku dies in the 2nd round. Here's the illustration. Boo!
I don't even need to enrage at this point. That's 2 for the vibro knife, 3 for the show, or even then replace the force pike with.
I think we just roll Dooku.
Say again.
I think we just roll Dooku.
Just roll them out.
Yeah.
See what kind of fun we get.
Yeah.
I suppose it'll.
Well, the reason is because that one other side on vibro knife. That's why. All right, Poopy Dooku. We see you, fam. We see you.
Just taking it down. Dooku, Duke, and Dookie.
Taking the Duke. Ooh, Kylo got his saber.
Okay, well,
So the first play is actually hold up.
yeah, then overwrite with the knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay the 2 though.
Yeah.
And it's out
Such
of
is
here. Yeah. Such is
yeah.
life.
Just
Well,
you
you
used
could
to
actually you could leave it there and re-roll off of the Imperial War Machine.
I could. Yeah. No, this well I've
Okay.
committed to it at this
That's fine.
point, so.
Committed. Committed. All the anger
Okay.
plays. Oh.
And what's that?
Said all the anger plays.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
firework
Reroll.
machine.
Boom. Headshot.
That's my life.
Hey Kylo, you don't get the reroll. What? Whoa! Oh, okay. But all my money's just gone. Doesn't matter. Oh man, it'd be great if you whiffed here. 4 specials. It's like a what do I do? Oh,
Huh,
that's not a whiff.
no. How many cards? I can't see under the Zeus.
He has 3 in hand.
Yeah. Might just do one.
And
I
don't
don't want to
don't
because I
bother
don't want
doing
to.
it then.
I don't want to. I don't want to pay for two.
Why not? Okay, just don't then.
Yeah. Just
Overwrite the pike and with the Z6 and move on with your life. You leave it there. You gotta tell him you're not resolving. So yeah, like I wouldn't have been concerned with hitting the 3 there because we had the enrage, so I would have just paid to eat his hand. Take 5, no, he can't do anything else. Because now if you get like no mercied, no, he still can't kill Dooku off of no mercy. Never mind. I guess he could lightsaber throw. You're like, ooh. Well, I guess you couldn't die anyway because of the Force illusion. How many cards left in your deck?
There are 11
11.
left in my
Alright,
deck.
so it doesn't matter. No one's dying anyways. Not today. Watch Game of Thrones or don't watch Game of Thrones?
I do. I do.
Okay.
That's why I
We're
got
not
to
talking
get
about
done.
the episode at
No,
all.
no, no,
I
no.
just
Sorry.
just had to ask that one question. Anyone who just got
That's
scared, I'm sorry, guys. Like,
why I got to get done at 4:30 so I can do. I can do all my garden stuff.
Yep.
Be ready for while it's cooling off, and then be ready.
He's taking too long to think of how he's gonna die. Mm 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 mm. Pick up your pike die and your other C6 die. Throw them away.
He's doing 3, and
Just take all of it. Who cares?
yeah.
Oh, he's not doing the others.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then I am gonna discard his entire hand.
No, just do 4. Stop messing
4.
around. Get rid of your other Z6 die though.
Get rid of. I have 2 in my hand,
I mean,
or two
oh, very
attached to
far.
it.
Okay, never mind, never mind. I'm so used to playing FN with with 1 die. I was like, he doesn't get 5 dice. Get out of here. I just want to see what he's doing. I want to see him cast like a No Mercy. Like, he can't do anything past the Force Illusion. As soon as he casts 1 card, the Force Illusion stops it, and then you eat the other ones. So like we just want to put him in the position as opposed to
So
like
now I
you
don't have to pay for that position.
correct. Well, it's because you have the force illusion. Like if you didn't have the force illusion, we would have
Pay
done it
for it.
back when he had all the damage.
Hmm.
Because it would be eat your hand, do whatever, and you have the enrage for the fix. Yeah, so he has the no mercy, but it doesn't do anything here.
So just so he gets to increase it by.
He makes one of them 3, and you force illusion it. Force illusion goes away.
Yeah. Okay, and then FN out.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh wait, no, he has no hand. Never mind. Yes, FN out. It's like no, we gotta, we got to have the 2 discard. Yeah, he forgot about that. He's like, I got there. How Z6 gets rerolled?
Uh,
It's fine. It's fine.
Kylo. Oh, that's Jim. Kylo only has 10 too. Oh, he's 11. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, keep these guys out over here. And well, let's see what happens then.
Everything else gets rerolled. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like an auto. No, no, no. What are you missing one?
Yep. Yep. Put it
It's
too close.
like 50% on half of the dice. Yeah.
There we go.
GG TSM. Maybe we can still cast anger. Oh. Anger would have been in plays, bro. Like if he cleaned there and then we dealt 4 and then angered his last one, it would be like wow. How
Well,
feels.
thanks for I think it helped. I know I've got some stuff to work on. It's nice to actually talk through with somebody. I can only get to a larger place that has tournaments every so often. So, and not everybody on TTS likes to talk.
Yeah, no problem. Check in.
So,
Our tier's too expensive, I guess. Like all the monies. But yeah, no, it's there's just small little things that people first coming to the deck won't know, and like you might catch over time. Um, but yeah, it's FN's very good. He's very good when you get to use the die both times, and half of the upgrades available are insane. So as long as you're like efficiently using your support characters,
mhm,
you can go a long way. Like that's why I like the other decks because if I get the 3 dice before FN rolls out, I can like change and do stuff much better.
mhm.
But
Okay, yeah, yeah,
that's the end of the session, so we're gonna stop recording.
sure.
Thanks for watching.